Bob's breakfast.
I committed a crime against the environment yesterday, even though I tried not to.
What happened?
Right, well, Julie's been working a lot of weekends, and she worked on Saturday, but she didn't work Sunday, and we got to Sunday afternoon, and I said, what have you still got to do? Because she's catching up stuff. She said, I've still got to go to the supermarket. And I said, well, tell you what, I'll go.
That's nice.
We live near a supermarket, so it's not that big a deal to walk over and just get the things. We didn't have anything for tea. I mean, you know. Now, supermarket shopping on a Sunday afternoon is a bad idea. Because the Christian radicals have decided that all supermarkets must shut at 4 o'clock, otherwise the world explodes. There's something in the Bible or something that says thou shalt not go to the supermarket on a Sunday afternoon after 4 o'clock. It's the Prevention of Sunday Trading Act. But anyway, because you've got that magic hour, that 3 till 4, when people are just in a mad frenzy. By the way, the people who don't want you shopping on a Sunday don't want you to do it because Sunday's supposed to be a day of rest. When you have to race round in 1 hour to get everything, that's just a day of stress, not a day of rest. It's the opposite. Yeah. It's backfired. But anyway, don't get me started on that. It's busy. That's all I need to say.
Yes.
Well, before I get there, now, I have a problem with supermarkets. Yeah. Because I don't think we should poo in our own nest. But the supermarkets insist on giving you those horrible plastic, non-biodegradable bags to take your shopping home in.
Yes, they do.
They won't give it to you in a biodegradable bag, some kind of paper bag there's lots of biodegradable answers, but supermarkets insist on giving you the horrible plastic bags. Mm-hmm. But I also object to supermarkets saying it's my fault and telling me to bring my own bag then. That doesn't solve it. No. You give me the right kind of bag. Don't give the wrong bags out and then blame me and make me feel guilty and make me take it. So I don't take bags to the supermarket.
Right. So how do you carry it home? I
carry it home in the horrible ones and complain a lot.
Okay.
So anyway, I get to the front, I got showered and ready to go out and I get to the front door and Julie's left her canvas hippie bag by the door. And I said, well, I'm not taking that. No, you shouldn't be using because the turtles eat the things, and which is all right. It's true. These bags are bad. They're bad for the environment. But I object to taking my own because that kind of says that the responsibility's mine. When it isn't mine, I have no choice at the supermarket. They should at least give you the choice. Do you want the good one or the bad? By making you take your own bag, that's blaming you. Well, you've got no control over what the supermarkets give out. Anyway, so I decided to take the hippie bag.
Good. I'm pleased with that.
Things did not go well. The first thing, when you get to the supermarket and I grabbed the basket. Julie told me to get a trolley, but I didn't want to get a trolley because I've got to carry it home. If I get a trolley, I'll have no idea what I'm dealing with. If I get one of the baskets, the plastic baskets, as I put the stuff in, I'll know when I'm done. Because I can't carry anymore. Yes. I kind of know. So I've got the basket. I've also got my phone, which has got the shopping list on it. Mm-hmm. And now I've got the hippie bag as well. Yeah. And the handle's not big enough to put it over my shoulder. So I'm juggling with this and I try to put it in the basket and that's no good because it fills up most of the basket and you put all the stuff on the top and then the bag's at the bottom and then what a nightmare. It's a nuisance.
It is, yeah.
The whole thing was, so I'm grumpy each thing and I'm like this stupid hippie bag. Oh, because the supermarkets don't have the right plastic bag. So I eventually get round and I got some heavy stuff. I've got bottles of Coca-Cola and milk and heavy stuff as well as the other stuff, whatever. So now I've got to get to the checkout. And of course, it's a frenzy now because it's got to close at 4 o'clock. Otherwise, Armageddon. So
everyone's panicking.
Yes. And then I see the other thing I don't like, but all right, I've got the hippie bag. I don't like that. The other thing I don't like is the self-service till thing.
They're great. They're really
Really?
Yes, yes.
They don't like me.
No.
But there was an empty one there, and I thought, well, I haven't got that much stuff. I'll do that. Mm-hmm. So I get up to the robot, and it's placed the bag in the bagging area. So I put the hippie bag down. I have to say, I was relieved, because now I've not got the hippie bag.
Yes.
Good. So first item was coffee. Swung it over the laser, nothing. Swung it over the laser again, nothing. Swung it over it again, 5 times, nothing. This is my first item.
Dear.
And I believe with those things, I honestly believe, if those things don't catch it after 3 swipes, you should get the item for free. That is the only way we're going to get through to the supermarkets, that we want better machines that actually work. But anyway, so then I thought, to hell with it.
Oh, no.
I put the coffee back in the basket, and I went looking for a till manned by a human being.
Okay.
So I walk along, and I see it. At the other end of the shop.
Yeah.
There's a woman just putting the spacer thing down on the conveyor belt, and there's this whole expanse of rubber. So I sprinted, and then I realized I'd left the hippie bag back at the robot.
Oh, no.
So now I'm at the other end of the shop. So I turn around, and I sprinted down, because I know someone's going to nick my space at the human being till if I'm not careful.
Yeah.
Sprinted down, got to the robot. Someone had nicked it.
The bag?
The hippie bag had gone.
Oh, no.
So I had to go back to the other one, and had to use a stupid orange bag anyway.
Bob FM.
Stop the show. We've got a medical emergency on our hands. You probably know that the traffic has been bad on the A1M. There's been accidents northbound between 5 and 6. This has caused problems southbound. Gary's on the phone. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning.
You've had an interesting morning.
My wife's pregnant, and she's due to give birth today. She actually went into labour during the night.
Yeah.
She's now having contractions every 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And obviously we've been stuck on the A1. We've been diverted round through Nebworth, which is at a complete standstill. So we're stuck there at the moment.
Can you put your Mrs. Tracey on the phone for us?
I can try.
Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Tracey, how are you hanging in there?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Now, are the emergency services aware of your problem?
No, we managed to flag down a police car on the A1M.
Yeah.
And they said that basically, if we needed to, we'll just have to call an ambulance. There's nothing they can do.
Right.
But that's not really going to help when the traffic's at a standstill.
Okay. Is this your first baby?
No, fifth.
Fifth. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got quite a lot of experience in this area. So based on your experience, how close do you think you are to giving birth?
Well, hopefully not too far away, but not too quick. That's going to happen in the car.
Yes. Yes. All right. Put Gary back on, Tracey.
Okay.
You are okay. She sounds like she's okay, Gary.
Yeah, she's doing well. She's, as I say, or as she said, she's had 4 already, so she's quite used to it and understands the process. So
and
she's hanging in there.
None of the others were born in unusual circumstances?
No, this is the first one we've had problems like this.
Okay, how far do you estimate, as the driver that you are, from the hospital at your current pace?
Knowing the traffic and knowing where we are, I would say at least an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
Okay, can you put Tracey back on the phone, Gary?
I can.
Okay.
Hello.
Tracey, to the best of your knowledge, with all your experience of the 4 previous births, have you got another 2 hours?
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
Oh, no!
If we was able to have got to QE2, then we probably would have been there by now.
Yeah. All right. Can I check back in with you in a few minutes' time?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Whatever you do, don't push.
All right.
All right, then. Okay. Talk to you soon, Gary and Tracey.
Okay.
Goodness me.
Thank you.
Bob's Breakfast with Norton Way Honda Letchworth.
If kindness truly is contagious, we need inspiration this morning. We want to know, what have you done that is a random act of kindness? Now, here's one that I'm not accepting. Is the one where you wave a pedestrian to cross the road in front of you when you're driving.
That's nice, eh?
That's not a random act of kindness. There's nothing random or kind about that. It's a horrible thing to do. It happened to me the other day. I'm walking along through Hitchin, and I'm walking along the top road there opposite the church. I get to the junction, and I have to cross, and there's a car about to pull out, and they waved me across. And I hate that, 'cause there's nothing kind of, you know what they're doing, don't you?
What?
They're lording it over you.
They're letting you cross.
No, they're not. What they're doing is they're going, you are a mere peasant. Me, however, I am a lord here in my carriage. And I will permit you to cross, peasant. You may cross now. That's what they're doing.
What would you?
That's what it's all about.
What would you rather they do?
Just carry on, and I'll wait. Just carry on, and I'll wait. But that's because that's what they're doing, and I know that's what they're doing because if you go no and wave them through, they get really angry. Trust me.
Have you done that?
Yeah, they get like. They go, oh, because you've just changed the paradigm. Now you've gone, oh, no, you are not the Lord, letting me through as the peasant. I am now the Lord of the manor, and I shall let you pass. So once you turn that round on them, they hate it. David, you might be able to help.
Reference to the lady and gentleman who've got back to the baby Nebula. If they drive through all the lanes are empty, so I'll be able to zigzag through to Stevenage. They can come into the back of Datchworth.
Yes.
And then go through the lanes. If they've got a sat-nav on the phone, they'll be able to link that in.
Yes.
And get to Stevenage. It'll probably only take them about 20 minutes.
All right, thank you very much. Cheers.
All right, cheers, thanks.
All
bye.
right, thank you. If you've any other advice or you know what to do here, or if you can give Gary any advice on how to be a midwife. 01438 422 106.
106 Bob FM.
Let's get the latest news now from Chris Hubbard.
A full bodysuit lie detector could be used in British police stations within the next few years.
You don't need a full suit, though. You only need the pants, because liars' pants are on fire. Gary, how far do you reckon you are from the Lister right now?
Well, we've just called an ambulance, so...
You have actually called an ambulance now?
Mum's on the phone to the ambulance because Mum's sat in the back.
Oh, your mum's in the back of the car as well?
Yeah.
Well, at least it's not just you and Gary, because if Gary falls to pieces, maybe your mother can stay together. Can we cross back to you in a little bit and see how things are going?
You can.
Okay, it's Gary, Tracey, and her mum, somewhere in Nebworth.
Oh, my goodness.
Not far from here. It's a drama that's unfolding. It's gripping the home counties on Bob FM.
There's one face staring at you from the front of all the newspapers this morning. One face that is appearing on all the TV news channels, that of Clarkson.
I have to ask the question. Clarkson, Paxman, Kyle. Is there a Jeremy on TV that isn't a knob? Mark's on the phone. You think you can help?
Hey, Graham, if they're near you at Nebworth, why don't they shoot through Nebworth House, Junction 7, where the motorway's open, and then straight down the A1 to, Lister?
That's what they should do, but they seem to be stuck in traffic there. I mean, I don't know how bad it is out there, but they can't be that far away from 7. You know, if they go like that back way past Tesco's and, yeah.
Well, that's absolutely solid. I mean, I come down Gresley Way, and Gresley Way is gridlocked.
Well, how would they go then? On the Codicott Road?
Well, if they come up the Codicott Road to Nebworth, to where you are.
Yes.
Cut through Nebworth House, and they'll come out at Junction 7.
Oh, cut through Nebworth House. I get you. You go in the back entrance of Nebworth House.
Yeah.
Go across the grounds of the house, and then come out at the junction on the roundabout.
At the Novotel.
Brilliant, Mark. Thank you so much.
Okay, speak to you soon, Graham.
Cheers.
106 Bob FM.
Where are you, Connie?
No, I'm waiting for a bus at the moment.
Are you really? Where at?
Hertford Tees.
We've been asking people to commit random acts of kindness.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Have you committed one recently?
Not recently, no.
Is there anyone else at the bus stop?
Yes.
Who else is there?
Another lady that catches the bus.
Can you quickly put her on?
Yeah, hold
okay.
on.
All right.
Hold on.
All right.
You're talking to Graham.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, she seems keen.
Hi, Graham.
Good morning, Graham, Mack, Amy Stevenson. How are you?
Good morning. I'm very well, thank you. I'm waiting the rain.
What's your name?
My name's Harriet.
Harriet, where are you catching the bus to?
Oh, it's going to take me down to Hertford Town so I can get the train.
Okay, and how much is your bus fare going to be?
It's going to be £1.50.
Okay, can you put Connie back on the phone?
Sure.
Okay.
Hello?
Connie?
Yeah.
How about you pay for Harriet's bus fare? It's £1.50.
Yeah, it's all right then.
Oh, you'll do that? Okay, when you get on the bus, I want you to say to Harriet, this trip's on me.
Okay, will do.
All right, that's good.
Well, the bus is not here yet.
When's the bus due? How long?
Well, it's
sometimes late.
Okay, all right.
I'll just tell Harriet that I'm paying her bus fare.
Okay, just do that for us, yeah.
All right, Harriet, I'm paying your bus fare. Thank you very much.
Well, to recommend all right. Can we check?
It's coming now.
Oh, the bus is coming now. Well, how far away is it? Is it close?
It's just coming to the bus stop now.
Is it coming? Are you about to get onto the bus?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Let's hear you actually commit this random act of kindness and pay for Harriet's ticket as well. Let's hear that.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Hold on.
Okay. So the
morning. Can I pay for Harriet's bus fare, please? Bob FM, this is the bus driver.
Okay, right, yeah. Right, so you're okay. You've paid Harriet's fare now?
Yeah.
You're all set?
Yes, we're off now.
Look at that! It's another random act of kindness on Bob FM. Gary, where are you right now?
Yeah, we're still at Oakfields Road, just waiting for the ambulance now.
Is that the plan now? You're going to wait for the ambulance, or are you going to keep trying to get through?
No, the ambulance people have said to stop and wait.
Okay.
It'd probably be quicker just to do that anyway.
Okay, so if someone around Nebworth is hearing ambulance sirens and seeing blue lights in your mirror, please do whatever you can. I know the traffic is just gridlocked because of that problem on the A1M, but just get up onto the verge or the curb, or just let them get through because they've got to get to them. So how is Tracey?
Not great, but she's doing okay.
Can we talk to Tracey, Gary?
At the moment, no. She's having contractions again.
Okay. Is her mum still on the phone to 999 in the back of the car?
She is, yes.
She is, all right, so we can't bother her. So did they give her any idea, do you know, how long before the ambulance gets there?
They said it's on the road that we're on now, so it shouldn't be too long.
All right, we'll check in with you soon.
Okay, thank you.
All right, hang on in there, Gary.
Thank you.
Patsy Kensit on Celebrity Big Brother. She was doing sit-ups in front of Katie
Hopkins.
She strained as she was doing a sit-up, and there was a toot.
Some people are quite mean about it on Twitter.
Are they?
Yeah, but actually it's just something that happens. It's quite normal. For some reason we don't feel we can talk about it.
Well, we can this morning.
Yes, we can.
You can share your pain. It'll, it'll feel better. What's happened to you, Barbara?
When me and my husband had been married a couple of years, the kids were in bed, so I thought, I'll go upstairs, get changed into something a bit more slinky, which I did. Came down, walked in the living room, his eyes lit up, sat on his lap, and there it came.
Oh, no!
Gary and Tracey have decided to stay where they are in Nebworth. They were heading for the Lister Hospital. Tracey is in labour. They don't think they can make it. They've called an ambulance now. They were stuck in that traffic because the road has been closed on the A1M northbound, junction 6 to 7, so they've ended up on the back roads of Nebworth. I can tell you that Michael Button has just tweeted with a photograph of the ambulance on its way to you. So hang on in there, Tracey and Gary. That looks like good news. Michael says, just seen the ambulance by the Vauxhall dealership. They're en route. So good luck on that one. 01438 422 106. Good morning. Who's this?
Oh, good morning. My name's Kevin. I've just driven in from Stevenage right away through Nebworth and that way up to Welwyn Garden City.
Yeah.
And just let you know that it's to add injury to the wound. At the clock roundabout, there's an articulated lorry that is actually just broken down on the roundabout itself, which is now blocking the traffic. It can't go anywhere.
Okay. Hey, thank you very much, Kev.
Okay.
Cheers.
That's right.
Let's
Okay,
hope
bye now, bye.
that doesn't stop the ambulance getting through to Gary and Tracey.
It will.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, mate.
Unless the ambulance goes round, obviously the opposite way round. But I mean, the traffic is just as bad going the opposite way at the moment, obviously. But yeah, I mean, from where you come off the A1M at Welwyn, that is just literally 2 rows of traffic just not moving anywhere.
All right. Thanks for the update, Kev. Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Bye.
We'll go live to Gary and Tracey in a bit on Bob FM.
Bob's Breakfast with Norton Way Motors Letchworth.
Morbidly obese people should be given a free flu jab on the NHS each year, say government advisors. Public Health England.
They're going to have to give them some incentive. So flu jab on its own is not going to do it.
You don't think?
Flu jab and cake? Maybe. Just had this via Facebook from Tracey's mum. Just want to thank everyone for all their help and advice. We are now all aboard an ambulance heading for Lister Hospital. Tracey, doing well considering. Good news. Keep you posted on Bob FM. Morning, Jackie.
Morning. I can't do this anymore.
What?
You tell me to be nice and kind to people. It makes me want to punch them.
We're talking about random acts of kindness.
Oh, don't. You told me yesterday that I had to do it again yesterday, and I had to do it again the day before. And every time I try and do it, it's like reverse psychology.
Okay.
Someone says, I'm on a diet.
I know.
If I'm on a diet, I want to eat everything that's not nailed down.
Jackie, breathe.
So I
Take us through your attempted random act of kindness. What happened?
You would not believe it.
What happened?
Oh, God. It's really bad. I was going to work and it was tipping down with rain, and really tipping down with rain. And this poor lady was in a pink, you know those horrible cheap raincoats they have with hoods?
Mm-hmm.
I can't even remember what are they called? Cagoules.
A cagoule.
You know, you get them free at Disneyland, don't you?
Yes.
And she had a walking stick, and she looked really soaking wet.
Ah.
And I was driving towards her, and I thought, here you go, I'm going to do it. I'm going to
Random
use
act of kindness.
this as my random act of kindness.
Yes.
She's probably only going to my local town. I'll pop her in the car. I'll
Yes.
give her a lift there.
Oh.
Be a little bit late for work, but I'll be okay.
Okay.
And then I looked to my left, and I looked at my cream leather seat, and I thought, I can't get you in there. I can't put you on my cream leather seat.
Oh, my goodness.
I put my foot down really quickly and drove. I think I splashed her.
Oh, Jackie, you are a terrible person.
Not only, I couldn't do it.
Bob's Breakfast.
Good morning, Tracey's mum.
Good morning.
What's your name?
Linda.
Linda. Bit of a morning for you.
Slightly, yes. Very much so.
Okay, so where are you right now?
Right, Tracey's now in the hospital, in the room where she's going to actually give birth. She's been examined now.
Mm-hmm.
Gary's with her. I've got walkabout so I can talk to you on the phone.
Fantastic. And how is everybody bearing up?
When the ambulance first got there, Tracey's blood pressure was really high. Dangerously high because of the stress and everything. But once she'd settled into the ambulance, by the time we got here to the hospital, it had gone down to normal.
Yeah, that must have been how long did it take for the ambulance to get there? Because we kind of lost contact after Gary had called the ambulance. Oh, you called the ambulance, didn't you? You called 999.
I called the ambulance, yeah. I took it upon myself because I've had 10 myself.
You've had 10 babies?
Yes. And I was getting to a point where I thought, this is not good. This is going to happen in the car if I don't do something.
Right, so Mum took control. Enough of you messing about. Never mind Gary playing the hero, trying to drive her to the hospital. I'm taking over now. You'll do as I say.
Absolutely, yes. So I phoned the ambulance, and this is where we are now. So.
Okay, and how were the team in the ambulance? Were they good?
They were absolutely fantastic.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
You know, the whole of the home counties has been following this story.
We have picked up on a few bits and pieces. I've just turned my phone back on.
Yes.
And my phone just almost exploded. So we have picked up on bits and pieces. Obviously, Tracey's not quite with it at the minute.
Yes.
But she will be really surprised of all the interest.
Okay, well, we'll check in with you in a bit, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
All right, that'll be good.
Okay, then.
We'll keep
all
up
right,
to date.
thank you.
Bob FM.
I hoped we would never talk about this on the radio, but now it's out there. I'm going to address it. Let me just get it all out the way, and then we can laugh nervously and move on.
Okay.
I mentioned that parts of Italy are not as advanced as parts of Britain. This is from personal experience. I've been to Italy many times, and in some of the rural areas, they don't know a toilet from a hole in the ground. They have a porcelain hole in the ground, which for blokes is not that much of a big deal because, let's face it, because we are anatomically equipped. The world is our urinal.
You can aim and shoot.
Yes. Not so for women.
No. It's tricky.
Now, Julie and I are planning a trip. And we're planning a trip to southern Italy. We're going to Naples. Because I've always wanted to see Pompeii.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
And Pompeii and Vesuvius. And we've booked day trips while we're there to go out. We're going to stay in Naples, but we've booked day trips to Pompeii and Vesuvius.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, when we've been to Italy, we've had this porcelain hole-in-the-ground toilet issue.
Mm-hmm.
So we are definitely going to run into one of these toilets. Julie is not keen on this at all.
Mm.
So I mistakenly, half joking, said to her, well, you could always get a Shewee. In case you don't know what these are a feminine adapter that women...
I don't think you even need to explain what it is. I think
somebody might not know what it is.
They're basically a funnel.
It's a plastic thing that it's designed for women who are at concerts so they can use urinals.
Not urinals, they originally came out for festivals because the ladies' toilets were always completely stacked.
Yes.
The guys were always empty. It was annoying. They just needed to nip behind a fence and have a little pot.
Yes.
And so somebody came up with this crazy idea of the Shewee.
Device. Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, she sent off for one. It arrived yesterday. It comes in a case like a glasses case.
Right.
You don't want to get them confused.
No.
The thing I don't like about it, I mean, it's about probably 6 inches long.
Mm.
There's an extension piece to make it about 1.5 feet long. How's that supposed to make me feel? So I'm uncomfortable with the whole thing. Now, my biggest fear, with the weather the way it is, I just hope it doesn't snow today.
Why?
Well, I don't want to get home and outside the flat there's her signature. Mom, Linda, pulled rank and she was in the back of the car. She said, give me that phone, and she called the ambulance. Now, you're at the Lister Hospital now, Linda.
Yes, we are, yes.
And what's the latest?
Baby's just being monitored now. They're going to monitor her for 20 minutes and then they're going to take it from there.
Okay, so she hasn't given birth yet. When you said
no, she hasn't. No.
But they're monitoring the condition of the baby. But everything looking good?
Everything's looking fine. Contractions are a lot stronger now. I think she's more relaxed now, so she's letting go a bit, and the contractions are a lot stronger.
Okay, and Gary, is he doing okay?
Yeah, I think we're all a bit jittery. I think we're all a bit in shock at the minute, but yeah.
The whole of the home counties is in shock.
I know, that we've just found out. I've just got a call from home to say that, this is mad, ITV News is going around my house within the hour to interview 2 of the girls.
Yeah, they're coming here too. So, yeah, this is the big story of the morning. Yeah, this is...
Honestly,
But you saved the day in the end. Instead of letting Gary, Gary's got it into his head. He's the bloke. He's going to do the thing. He's going to take her to the hospital. You've said, give me that phone. And you...
I mean, as I said, I've had 10 and I just knew things were a bit dodgy.
Yeah, and
I just didn't fancy delivering the baby in the car.
No, you don't want that. And it turned out that Tracey's blood pressure was quite high as well when the ambulance got there.
Which is also another reason why I was worried, because Tracey's had trouble with her blood pressure for the last 2 months. So that's been an issue with the pregnancy, which is another reason why I felt we needed to get to hospital. Okay, Linda, thanks for the latest report. Okay, we'll keep you up to date in our news throughout the day right here on Bob FM. If you were listening on Friday, you would have heard Connie call up. She called from the bus stop, and I said to her, find a stranger at the bus stop and pay their bus fare. And she found Harriet. Yeah. And she paid Harriet's bus fare, and we heard them get on the bus. Mm-hmm. And it was nice. It was a real random act of kindness. Yeah. But turns out things went horribly wrong. Connie's back on the phone. So tell us what happened after the bus set off.
As the bus went out of the village, there'd been an accident, and so we was at a standstill. So half of us thought, oh, well, perhaps the driver will let us off and we'll start walking.
Yeah.
By the time I got down to the roundabout, the bus passed us.
No! And he didn't pick you up?
You did a random act of kindness by paying a stranger's bus fare on that very bus trip. You got off the bus because you thought it'd be quicker and the bus driver drove right past you.
He couldn't stop. He just couldn't stop.
I'm sorry, buddy. God.
Well, that was all right. That was my fault because we should have stayed on.
Well, no, it was his fault.
He should have picked you back up.
That was a random act of unkindness. Well, no, I am so because kindness is supposed to be contagious. Karma is supposed to kick in and help here. Goodness me, there's been a glitch in the Matrix.
Turn your knob to Bob.
Good to know. Chan Chan and Yang Guang are back in the news again. These pandas.
This is the pandas that they keep saying are pregnant. Mm-hmm. Is there a bank holiday coming up again, is there?
There is. There's at least a bank holiday.
Yeah, if you know, it's just before every bank holiday when zoos are looking for customers, the pandas in Edinburgh Zoo are suddenly pregnant. They've been pregnant now for, I think, 3 years.
Started in 2011.
Oh, right. So that's, what's that, 4 years?
Yeah, Edinburgh Zoo.
It's quite the gestation period.
It's a long time, isn't it? Well, now, turkey basters at the ready. They've had to go down that line of...
dear.
Yeah.
If the pandas aren't in the mood...
They don't like each other. Clearly. This has been going on for a long time now. Previous attempts to make the pair have failed. So this time, they're going, well, down the artificial route, shall we say. And it's hopeful that this will have some sort of result, say zoologists at the zoo. They are also going to try for natural means as well, so they're going to leave these two pandas to romance each other for a little bit longer.
How's that worked out over 4 years? They even showed them panda porn, didn't they?
They did.
They showed them videos of pandas at it.
Raunchy videos of pandas was... one of the ways that they were trying to tempt people in. The last pandas in the UK, Ming Ming and Bao Bao, left a zoo in London in 1994 after failing to mate.
So how long were they there? They were there about 10 years, weren't they? It was a long time.
Yeah, they were there.
They failed to mate and the panda porn didn't work and the pandas were probably just complaining. They were just, I don't know, the acting in this is terrible. And that panda that arrives delivering the pizza, I mean, that's not very believable.
Bob.
Hi, it's Graham Mack. Back to the podcast in just a sec. If you're enjoying it, tell your friends, share it and link it on Facebook and Twitter.
Harrison Ford's been injured, as we've been hearing, after the plane he was piloting suffered engine failure and he crash-landed onto a golf course in Los Angeles.
You know, the cockpit voice recorder has been found.
Really?
Yes, I have the audio.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is Harrison Ford as his plane got into trouble just before he crashed, from the cockpit voice recorder.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Bob's Breakfast.
This morning we're talking about awkward situations. A chart has come out of the most awkward situations you can find yourself in on a plane.
Number one was actually someone falling asleep on another person.
Yeah.
On like a stranger.
And they're not even mentioning drooling.
No.
It's fraught with danger, any kind of public transport. Any time you put a load of strangers together in any kind of metallic tube, you're going to have problems. I know you're not a great flyer.
Oh, I'm awful at flying. But I'd be really good, actually, with you because I just wouldn't talk.
Yeah, I like that.
So from the moment I go into the airport, I'm ready to board, I stop speaking no matter how long the flight is, unless the only thing I'd say is that normal? Is that noise normal? Is there anything to worry about? And then I look at the stewardesses and the stewards, and if they're not scared, then I'm fine.
So you're scanning them for fear? You're trying to sense fear?
Yeah.
In the flight attendants?
Yeah. Well, they're the ones that know.
I think it's good that you're quiet because sometimes, you know, you get on a plane and if I'm flying alone and I sit next to someone and all of a sudden they want a conversation. And some people, when they get into any kind of a recliner, they just think they're in therapy. And they want to tell you about their whole life and their goals and their, just goes on and on and on. Which is why whenever I travel by train, I travel in the quiet coach. Unfortunately, not everybody in the quiet coach can read. And the two words they have the most trouble with, quiet and coach. And you'll be in there, and I was in one once, I'm sure it was noisier than a regular coach. There were people on the phone. I'm on the train. Yeah, no. And this is in the quiet coach. You're not allowed to use mobile phones in the quiet coach. And this is going to sound sexist, but trust me, from experience of traveling alone in the quiet coach a lot, two women cannot sit together and not speak. A woman traveling on her own can be quiet. Two blokes travelling together can sit there in silence, just read the paper. But two women, even two strangers, sat together, will have to talk to each other. They cannot help themselves. I've been in the quiet coach. I'm not proud of this. I've been in the quiet coach, and it's been noisy, and I've done the move. I've gone, quiet coach! I've done it.
What, did they all look round? What happened?
Yes, there's an awkward silence for a minute, and then it gradually builds up again and goes back to the level it was at. And the thing is, there's no penalty. It's not policed. It's not policed. You should be fined. If you, in a no smoking coach, which they all are nowadays, if you were to smoke, you would be fined. In the silent coach, you should be fined for talking. If you say anything, you should have a £50 fine on the spot. If I was the guard on the train and walked through the quiet coach, you know the sticker that's on the window that says quiet coach?
Yes.
I would have a big roll of those stickers. And anyone that was talking, I'd stick the sticker on their mouth. Those stickers are in the wrong place. You put the sticker on the window, doesn't make them quiet. You put the sticker over the mouth, that would shut them up.
This is Bob.
Society is messed up. This morning I discovered I'd been the victim of a crime. Let me bring you up to speed here and explain how this happened. I live in a block of flats. I have one parking space in that block. I'm paying for it. It's part of my rent. Now, I don't go home at the normal home time. I go home a little bit earlier than that. So most parking spaces are kind of empty till around 5, 6, maybe 7 o'clock at night. But I go home in the afternoon. Now, because there are a lot of empty parking spaces in the day, people like to take advantage at my block of flats, and often I've come home and found someone in my space. Sometimes it's tradesmen who are doing work there. Last week it was a bloke in a black Vauxhall Astra. I had nowhere to park. Although there were empty spaces, I can't park in someone else's. So my car's got a dodgy alarm. I know how to set the alarm off. I set the alarm off on my car, and that made people look out of the windows. Eventually one of them was this bloke who was obviously visiting someone at the flats. And he saw that I was there, blocking him in. He came out, I reversed out, and as he drove away, I gave him the stink eye. Immature, I know, but that's all I had. So, driving, I think it was like Tuesday last week. Driving to work the next day through Hitchin there. Looks like they're putting up a pedestrian crossing there near the car agents. There's some road work and some traffic cones. So I helped myself to one. And it's been working a treat. Every day I back out of my parking space, I put the cone in the space. Then when I come home, all I got to do is move the cone, because no one can park there now, and I park. Well, I've been leaving the cone in the bushes at next to the parking space. I get up this morning, and the cone's gone. What's going on there? What kind of person goes around stealing traffic cones?
It seems we've not heard anything from North Korea for a little while, but now they've published 310 new patriotic slogans. So ways of supporting the country through
bad haircuts.
Yeah, through bad haircuts. Just been having
through looking through binoculars that we're not sure what he's looking at. What is he looking at?
Every single photo.
Yeah, he's looking through binoculars.
Yeah. Well, they've published more than 300 slogans. They all want you to worship the supreme leader.
What's Diana Ross got to do with North Korea? Thanks for downloading this podcast. You know, every time we publish a new one, you can get it downloaded for free automatically when you subscribe through iTunes. Things a lot calmer this morning. Yesterday morning, in all the travel chaos caused by the closure of the A1M, We had Gary on the phone. Gary was driving his other half, Tracey, to the Lister Hospital because she'd gone into labour. They were stuck in traffic. I spoke to Tracey. She didn't think she was going to make it. In the end, an ambulance was called by Mum Linda, who was in the back of the car. She pulled rank. Linda's on the phone. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning.
It was quite chaotic yesterday, wasn't it?
It was just, me and Tracey just sitting in there, just going through all the Facebook and everything on our phones and just absolutely astounded by it all.
You became world famous.
Yes, we realised that. It even went to America as well.
Oh, yeah, no, it's gone round the world, this one. This is a big story. Yeah, it's gone round the world, this one. Australia, Canada, everybody's talking about this.
Oh, goodness me.
So when Gary... Well, you actually... It was you that started this off, because you were in the back of the car and you put something on Facebook, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Yeah, and what did you put on there?
I just... you had put a report up about the accident.
Yeah.
And I commented underneath saying, oh my goodness me, we're stuck in this traffic and Tracey's in labour having contractions every 3 to 4 minutes.
And what point did you get to where you realised that although Gary was trying to be the hero and drive Tracey to the hospital in time, you were going to take matters into your own hands and dial 999?
Well, we were led to believe that when we got to a certain point past Nedworth,
yes,
that the traffic would ease.
Yes.
So I sat it out and waited for that, and that did not happen.
Yeah.
And when we got to that point, all you could see, front and back, was just traffic. Tracey was getting a bit stressed.
Yeah.
There was problems with her blood pressure that I did not want to take any chances on, so that just decided me.
Okay. And were you worried that the ambulance would even get through?
Yes, I was worried. Yes.
Okay.
But the ambulance people kept me on the phone the whole time.
Yeah.
Until the ambulance arrived.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was really scary, I have to say.
But a happy ending.
A very happy ending. She's absolutely adorable.
Now, you're in that hospital right now.
I am,
Can
yeah.
you put Tracey on the phone?
Yep, hang on a minute.
Fantastic.
Hello.
Tracey, how are you?
Hello. It's Thor.
Now, yesterday morning, I remember talking to you, and I said, Gary reckons you could be another couple of hours. Can you hang on that long? You said, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, it was a bit of a stressful situation, which ended I think we got to hospital in the end about 9:15.
Yeah.
And then I didn't really sort of like notice time really after that, but it all ended up in complications and a bit traumatic.
Did it really? What were the complications?
Yeah, well, she... even though it was progressing, we got to the hospital and they checked me and I was already 7 centimetres dilated. And then basically it was a case of waiting for her to arrive at that point, but with a blood pressure that was still high on and off.
Yeah.
I then tried to push her out, but I was just so tired and I've been through so much that they prepped us for theatre and said that it might possibly have to be an emergency caesarean.
Uh-huh.
But if they could do it by the forceps, then they would.
Yeah.
And they did, but I've never been through anything in any of the births before like that, so it was quite traumatic.
Because this is your 5th one.
Yeah, she is, yeah. And last.
Oh, you don't even want to think about that. This is the last one. Okay.
And last.
Okay. And she's a beautiful baby?
She is really lovely, yeah. She's just been laid most of the night in a cot, just laying wondering what the other babies are crying about, just laid there really chilled out, really.
Ah, are you looking at her right now, are you?
Yeah.
Ah. And what weight?
She was 7'5".
Yeah.
So she's a really lovely colour. She's got quite a bit of hair and she just really chilled out and laid back. So hopefully she stays that way.
And what did you call her, Tracey?
Melody Sophia.
Melody.
Yeah, Melody.
You decide not to go with Bob?
Decided not to go with Bob.
Because that would have been my, that would have been my choice, the Bob baby,
Yeah.
Bob.
No, she's been Melody Sophia right from the offset. So
okay.
We couldn't really change it, really.
Well, everyone who listens to Bob FM feels like they're part of the extended family now, because we all went through it with you. We all went through the stress.
You did.
Well, Tracey, thank you very much for letting us share your story.
So thank you for
kind of making it a bit worldwide.
Well, on behalf of everybody who listens to Bob, thank you so much to Melody. And Melody, if you can't be Bob, maybe on behalf of the listeners to the radio station, Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle. Exactly.
Bob's your uncle. All right. Thank you very much,
Lovely.
Tracey.
Thank you ever so much. Thank you.
Bob's Breakfast.